Welcome, fellow history buffs, to the History and Stories channel, the place where we dissect the turning points, the what-ifs, the moments that sent civilizations down one path and not another. If you're as fascinated by the echoes of the past as I am, then hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to make sure you don't miss our explorations into the events that shaped our world. Today, we're diving deep into 3 critical mistakes, 3 colossal blunders that reverberate through the ages, leaving scars still visible on the face of history. Like dominoes set in motion, these seemingly isolated incidents unleashed chaos, reshaped empires, and echo in the very fabric of our lives today. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Let's get the conversation started. Imagine a time when knowledge, painstakingly gathered over centuries, resided not in the digital ether, but within the very walls of a grand repository. The Library of Alexandria, a beacon of the ancient world, housed within its hallowed halls the accumulated wisdom of antiquity. Scrolls from Persia, treatises from Greece, wisdom from Egypt and beyond, a treasure trove of human thought all under one roof. The library wasn't just a repository, it was a living, breathing testament to mankind's thirst for knowledge. Scholars, poets, and thinkers from across the known world gravitated to Alexandria, drawn by the library's magnetic pull. But fate, it seems, has a cruel sense of humor. A series of events, a confluence of miscalculations and misfortune, would conspire to deal a devastating blow to this repository of human achievement. The exact circumstances surrounding the library's destruction remain shrouded in mystery, a historical puzzle with missing pieces. Some accounts point to Julius Caesar's campaign in Egypt, a conflict that engulfed the city in flames. Did a stray Roman torch ignite the library's precious scrolls? Other whispers speak of religious zealots consumed by a fervor that viewed ancient knowledge as a threat. Regardless of the culprit, the result was catastrophic. Flames, like hungry predators, devoured papyrus and parchment, consuming centuries of accumulated knowledge in their insatiable blaze. The air, thick with smoke and the stench of burning books, bore witness to an unimaginable loss. The Library of Alexandria, once a symbol of enlightenment, was reduced to smoldering rubble. It's impossible to quantify the true extent of the loss. Countless texts vanished, lost to the ages, leaving behind only tantalizing hints of what once was. Imagine the frustration of modern-day historians piecing together fragmented clues, forever haunted by the ghosts of lost knowledge. Did the library hold the secrets to forgotten technologies, lost literary masterpieces, or scientific breakthroughs that could have reshaped our understanding of the world? We can only speculate. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of knowledge, of how easily the achievements of centuries can be erased. It's a sobering thought, a cautionary tale etched in the ashes of a once great institution. The loss of the library wasn't just the loss of physical artifacts, it was the loss of a legacy, a break in the chain of human understanding. The world, forever altered, was forced to rebuild, to rediscover, and to grapple with the profound implications of what had been lost. The burning of the Library of Alexandria remains a tragedy of epic proportions, a stark reminder of the importance of preserving knowledge and of the devastating consequences when we fail to do so. The year is 1914. Europe, a tangled web of alliances and simmering tensions, teeters on the brink of an abyss. In the heart of this powder keg, a seemingly insignificant event, a spark in a room full of explosives, will set the world ablaze. That spark? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. Picture the scene. Sarajevo, a city bathed in the summer sun, unaware of the impending darkness. Ferdinand and his wife Sophie arrive on a goodwill tour, a diplomatic dance in a region already fraught with ethnic and political turmoil. The air crackles with anticipation, a mix of excitement and underlying tension. But no one, not even the Archduke himself, could have anticipated the chaos that awaited. As Ferdinand's motorcade navigated the crowded streets, a group of conspirators, Serbian nationalists fueled by a potent cocktail of anger and ideology, lay in wait. Their target, the embodiment of Austro-Hungarian rule, a symbol of oppression in their eyes. The first attempt fails, a bomb thrown at the Archduke's car misses its mark. Fate, it seemed, offered a reprieve, a chance to avert disaster. But fate, as we've learned, can be a fickle mistress. Later that same day, as the Archduke's driver made a wrong turn, a twist of irony that would have unimaginable consequences, Gavrilo Princip, a young man fueled by nationalist fervor, seized his opportunity. Two shots rang out, echoing through the streets of Sarajevo, their reverberations felt across the world. Ferdinand and Sophie, mortally wounded, slumped in the back of their car, victims of a plot that would shatter the fragile peace. News of the assassination spread like wildfire, igniting the tinderbox of European tensions. Austria-Hungary, outraged and grieving, pointed the finger at Serbia, demanding retribution. Alliances, long dormant, snapped into action, drawing nations into a conflict they barely understood, a conflict that would spiral out of control with terrifying speed. Germany, bound by treaty to Austria-Hungary, pledged its unwavering support. Russia, self-proclaimed protector of the Slavic world, mobilized its troops in defense of Serbia. Within weeks, the great powers of Europe, locked in a deadly embrace, marched their armies towards the abyss. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand wasn't just a political murder, it was the catalyst that unleashed the fury of a continent, the match that ignited the inferno of World War I. The world watched in horror as millions perished in the trenches, victims of a conflict that seemed to have no end. The old order crumbled, empires collapsed, and the political map of Europe was redrawn in blood. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand stands as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, of how a single event, a spark of violence, can have catastrophic and far-reaching consequences. It's a lesson in the fragility of peace, a cautionary tale etched in the annals of history, a reminder that the choices we make, even in the heat of the moment, can have unintended and devastating consequences that ripple through generations. From the ashes of the Great War, a war that consumed millions of lives and shattered the old world order, emerged a glimmer of hope, the League of Nations. Conceived as a forum for diplomacy, a place where nations could settle their differences through words, not weapons, the League represented humanity's collective yearning for lasting peace. It was an ambitious experiment, a noble endeavor that aimed to prevent the horrors of war from ever engulfing the world again. But the League of Nations, burdened by its own flaws and crippled by the cynicism of nations still haunted by the ghosts of war, would ultimately fail in its mission. Its demise, a slow and agonizing process, would pave the way for an even greater conflict, a global conflagration that would make the horrors of the Great War pale in comparison. One of the League's fatal flaws lay in its very structure. Conceived in the aftermath of a war that left victors and vanquished alike reeling, the League struggled to find its footing in a world still grappling with the trauma of the recent past. Germany, humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles and burdened by crippling reparations, viewed the League with suspicion, seeing it as an instrument of the victors. The United States, weary of foreign entanglements, refused to join the organization its own president had championed, dealing a fatal blow to the League's credibility. The League, weakened from the outset, lacked the necessary teeth to enforce its decisions. It relied on the goodwill of its member states, a goodwill that proved all too fleeting when confronted with the realities of power politics and national self-interest. Time and again, the League found itself paralyzed by indecision, unable to respond effectively to the growing crises that threatened to engulf the world. The Japanese invasion of Manchuria, the Italian conquest of Ethiopia, the Spanish Civil War, each conflict exposed the League's impotence, its inability to act decisively in the face of aggression. The world, witnessing the League's failures, grew disillusioned. The dream of collective security, of a world united against war, began to fade, replaced by the grim realization that the old demons of nationalism, militarism, and aggression were alive and well. By the late 1930s, the League of Nations, once a beacon of hope, lay in ruins, a testament to the limits of idealism in a world still governed by the ruthless logic of power. Its failure to prevent the outbreak of World War II, a conflict even more devastating than the one it was created to prevent, marked the tragic end of a noble experiment. The League's legacy, however, is not one of complete failure. It planted the seeds for future international cooperation, its ideals serving as a blueprint for the United Nations, an organization that would emerge from the ashes of World War II. The League of Nations stands as a sobering reminder of the challenges of building a lasting peace, of the need for both idealism and pragmatism in the pursuit of a more just and equitable world order. Its story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the best of intentions can be derailed by the realities of power, the complexities of international relations, and the enduring allure of nationalism and self-interest. The failure of the League of Nations serves as a stark reminder that the pursuit of peace is an ongoing process, a constant struggle against the forces that seek to divide and conquer. So what can we learn from these monumental mistakes? Are we doomed to repeat the errors of the past, forever trapped in a cycle of destruction? The burning of the Library of Alexandria reminds us of the fragility of knowledge, the need to cherish and protect the intellectual legacy we inherit. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand highlights the interconnectedness of our world, how seemingly isolated events can cascade into global chaos, and the failure of the League of Nations underscores the challenges of building a lasting peace, the need for both strength and compassion in a world often driven by fear and self-interest. History doesn't offer easy answers, but it does offer a roadmap, a way to navigate the complexities of the present by understanding the echoes of the past.